All right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tech Podcast series. This is Lakshit Pan from Azure Developer Community, and we are back here again with another episode of the Tech Podcast series, where we invite all these industry leaders to learn from their experiences. We invite them, we try to understand them what is going in the market and how they see the current industry and what could be the future possibilities of maybe down the line for next 2-3 decades. And for today's podcast, we have our industry leader, Mr. Gaurav Singhal, sir. So we have a privilege to host him, and he's the executive director of Cloud Seed. And today we will learn from his experience how he looks at this cloud industry and whatever, and all these things we will try to cover in this podcast. So just to start with a quick introduction, sir, if you could introduce yourself first and the work that you will do at Cloud Seed.
All right. So thank you, Lalit, to have me here. Now, first of all, I would say that you're doing a great job, and I've been through your couple of podcasts, and it's a good learning mechanism as well. All right. So, in order to come back to me, I've been a marketer turned to a technology person. I started my career back 20 years and started as a marketing guy, did a lot of digital marketing, and then moved to marketing. And then now it's like tech, so like marketing and technology. So, most of our solutions that I'm working on, the challenges that we work on day in, day out, are start from the marketing datas and lead or solved by our technology solutions. So that's how my life revolves around every day. In order to talk about CloudSeed, now CloudSeed is a new baby in the technology space. That's a UAE-based company, and I'm an executive director out there. I have another company in India that's doing good. That's purely in the marketing space. But here we are talking about how technology is changing the entire paradigm and how AI is influencing and things like that. So um, now. No, I think that's enough for now regarding CloudSeed.
Yeah. So when we will definitely touch upon the AI part as well, but at present I would like to know, because you come from a wealth of experience in especially the digital media and the marketing strategies. I just wanted to know what frequent changes you have observed in this industry over these past 2 decades, right? And how have these changes influenced maybe any digital approaches? Because at present, if you will see, every industry, every organization is trying to figure out what's going and what is the probable strategy to put in if one wants to deploy their product in the market. GTM strategy is the most toughest part right now, like how we should pitch our product in the market, because nothing is working out, and everyone is like dry running. Some things like this may work out. So what are your thoughts about this and how this paradigm shift has been?
Okay, so I'll make it simple. So the time that when I started doing marketing and all, we were working with tools like Microsoft Bing used to be there, Yahoo advertising was there, then Google advertising was there. Now here we used to do we used to run a lot of digital campaigns. We used to create a lot of ads, and these ads were manual. Then about 10 years back, what happened is there are some technology solutions that came in, and they made this process faster by putting up a lot of keywords and a lot of things here. And then thereafter, the age of an AI. So I'll tell you what was 20 years back. We used to write everything manually. 10 years back from now, from this time, it was like there were some tools which were available where we were to feed in some information out there. Now today, how if I look at an example of Microsoft Bing. Now what happens is with Microsoft Bing, when we create an ad in Bing, you just put in your keywords, your thought processes, which goes into a headline and descriptions. You put in some core keywords for your business, and you define your audience. Now Microsoft Bing AI software, they themselves create 40,000 keywords. They themselves create couple of thousand of ad copies uh, based on the experiences they have learned previously, and they show to the right set of audience at right time. So let's say you are buying an insurance, you are at a selection process of selecting an insurance product. So that time, what ad has to come? When you have bought, what ad has to come? So all that has been done by Microsoft Bing automatically using an AI. So there, the marketers need to apply less of brain, and I mean, the brain actually works at a level of understanding the audience more. You do more detailed research, and then you leave it to the system to pull out the right equation for your business, and it asks you the budget, and it runs on. So that's how the AI is changing the marketing paradigm altogether.
So again, when you share about all together, because I was doing my homework and I just got a chance to look at the numbers, right? So collaborating with 450 brands is a significant accomplishment, I'll say, right? I just wanted to know what has been the secret sauce there with this collaboration. It's more like a unspect, and how about you brought these unexpected outcomes and insight, and what has been your strategy to bring out the industry perspective, and how do you see the this brand collaboration thing works?
See, what happens is when you're an old elephant, or when you have seen a lot of seasons, you have seen a lot of Diwalis, you have seen a lot of Eids, you have seen a lot of New Years. So for every season, all the brands generally look at having a breakthrough marketing campaign. Now, as you talk about 450 brands that we would have worked with so far, kind of. So it's like, all the brands have whatever space that they are in, whatever revenue cycle that they are in, they are facing some kind of a challenge where they need some breakthroughs. So if any marketing agency or a technology company, or even a startup comes up with a solution to that kind of a challenge and give that organization a breakthrough, then that is something any organization in the world is actually looking for. They will create the budgets for that. They will come back to you to repeat those kind of action points and things like that. So let's say, I'll give you an example. So there has been a phase where organizations needed ERPs. Then there has been a phase where a lot of leads were generated. Organizations needed LMS, which is a lead management system. Now the scenario has changed. Organizations look at live data. Now, live data of sales, live data of leads, live data how their salespeople are responding. Now that has given a birth to lot of new set of solutions, like data and analytics, or or Microsoft Power BI. And that is
Right.
playing a major role out there.
Wow.
So organizations are looking solutions on top of their ERPs, CRMs, so that they can see the live data, and they can show to the entire organization with a clear transparency.
Sir, and I also saw some training programs, maybe if I'm not wrong, 75 training programs in various region. What was that number was about? If is this from a digital
Okay.
marketing person? How?
So training has been my passion, and I have been doing from last, I would say, 2 decades itself.
Wow.
So when
Wow.
I was in college, I did my first training. I mean, I was studying in one college, but I was doing a training in another college. So that's how it started. So now these programs I conduct generally with management students and the corporates. Now, with management students, so one of my popular series of training program is Open House, where I bridge the gap between the marketing, technology, and their career. So, I mean, a lot of students are, just not clear about where to go, how to go about it. Should I start the new organization, or should I not get into it? Should I do a job first because I come from a background which is like this? Things like that. Similar program, I do it for the business leaders also, where these business owners needs kind of a understanding of what technology solutions they can look at. So I mean, should I move my emails to Microsoft? Should I look at Google Suite? I mean, how should I look at and what is my right solution to my current problem? That is where all these training programs are revolving around.
And how do you see what kind of what makes people interested in these training programs and what drives them in, like, is it the passion, or is it more like maybe some kind of deployment that they or the push that market asks them, like the urge, or it's more like they want to explore it more, build it more, maybe there is any, it's from a learning curve. How have you seen it?
See, the way I look at, so one is the fear of obsoleteness, I would call it, or the fear of that I am behind my competition. That
Right.
gives them a push to know something new in the industry. So
Wow.
so what happens is, if I talk about a business leader, a business owner, anyone who is doing a manufacturing work or any kind of a service work, now they always see their peers and their competition doing implementing some kind of technology. So let's say someone implemented SAP in their organization, someone implemented some other CRM solution, but they really don't know what to do. And when they call organizations, they give them huge budgets of this implementation, that implementation. So the challenge happens is, who is my friend who can guide me, what I should need for my set of organization. I have 20 people, 40 people, 400 people. What is the right solution for me? To answer your question, one, there is a need of left behind, or the FOMO, phobia also, kind of a thing. But second is, the what kind of a solution is right for my business at this stage. That is where the whole chemistry lies, I would call it.
How do you see AI playing a role here? Means when we, how has been the curriculum changed since the inception of AI? Because AI is not a new terminology, if we call it as, right. It's been there for quite few years, right? Though we see the applications of AI, these with the influence of generative AI in it, but how do you see the curriculum has been changed with the adoption of AI, and what it will affect to all those learners, all those aspirants around marketing?
Okay, so curriculum change you're talking about, in the colleges, in our
Yes,
education
yes,
system.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
so AI has been from last, I think, 1.5, 2 decades. I mean, it has been a slow progress in AI. But if we talk about a generative AI, and this generative AI is basically, it's new thing, and the way it's going to go, I don't know how things will going to change, because it is the basic structure of it is completely different, and the kind of disruptiveness it will going to create, no one knows about it. In the curriculum per se, if I just talk about, now they are currently, the students are just playing with it. So uh, faculty has asked some presentation to come in, they use some AI tool and create a presentation and show in about 10 minutes. So I mean, those kind of things they're playing with. If the faculty has asked some research work, test papers, things like that, they can do it in very fast mode, and they can save time and live their life the way they want. But in the curriculum itself, now if I look at engineering, now there is an AI and ML course which is there, specialization. Now if I talk about the MBAs, now there's a good amount of introduction of AI tools usage, because in the future organizations really need these people to come with the knowledge to use AI in their operations. So let's say if you are an HR professional, then how effectively you can use any AI tool and make your recruitment process faster, and things like that. So these new people who are coming out of the college, my recommendation to them is use as much AI as you can, work a bit on it, work more on the data charts and all, because that's the future looks like. A lot of job shifting, focus on the job and things like that will going to happen. No doubt by the time you are out of the college, they may be transition in the jobs itself, so you will be requiring a different set of skills to prove yourself.
Right. Right. And when we, because absolutely, there is, it's already there and it's definitely
Yeah,
required. And now a little bit more moving to the alliances side, where you have mentioned about the cloud suite, that is
yeah,
like the Abu Dhabi based an organization, right? So
yeah,
how do you, because in couple of years that has been in the news, like now this UAE is playing a bet on the technology part, right? Especially on the AI forefront. So how do you
Yeah.
see what trend do you see there going in? How from an industry per se, because you are also working with government folks there.
Yeah.
How do you see, where is the interest lying in at present, where they are betting for the future?
See, I tell you, the way if I look at a UAE market, the way we are looking at a company is that there has been a phase where the usage of softwares were mandatory, kind of in the
Yeah.
government and outside
Right.
in the organizations also. Now the shift which is happening towards how quickly my software can change my business, how quickly can my softwares that I'm using in my organization can make me learn how I can do the predictive analytics in my business, how can my entire chain of managers and senior managers can get the data without even asking it. I mean, that's the shift which is happening. So the new set of technologies which are coming up, uh, which is a need or a talk of the day in the UA, is about giving the data on the flash. So like I look at my screen and I tell, there is a inventory loss which is happening here. I mean, all the critical, so the way you get notifications on your LinkedIn and WhatsApp, it'll going to be like this. If you're running an e-commerce company, any category products are getting depleted, then you'll get an instant notification that this is what has to happen, and the vendor automatically gets reminded about it. The inventory gets up, and then the sales goes up. So I mean, those kind of are getting automated now. So I mean, a lot of technology is required to integrate all that stuff. It is like from procurement to the manufacturing to the sales to the marketing and then sales, and then going back into the cycle of loyalty programs and everything. So everything is getting merged. So we are actually looking at super CRMs now, and and the layer of AI on top of it. When you have a layer of AI, that actually guides you, what to do next.
Is there anything, we are talking about trend here, is there anything recent trend in the digital marketing that you believe deserves a little bit more attention and discussion, which might be very useful from a future per se, or is getting ignored because of the AI layer, right? Do you see anything present in the market right now?
Um, See, digital itself. So now, if I look at the spend on of India, and if I look at the spend on advertising in India and versus the UAE, both are the highest on the digital side. So let's say recently there has been reports from different, multi-country bigger agencies that digital is on the verge of taking over all together, print, radio, and all that stuff together. So now here what is happening is that uh, there's lot of technology which is also needed on the digital side of it as well, because it is not just that you target an audience and then run a campaign and then generate interest or do something, XYZ. So that's there, but that has to talk to your internal systems, so that you can pull out the right decisions. So earlier the marketing campaigns used to be different, a different software or different things like this, but that is becoming now integral part in your business itself. I hope you are able to understand where I'm talking. So that data is not something which where an agency will provide you a report, and then based on report then you'll analyze something, and then your technology will do something about it. So it's like, so if I talk about a Microsoft cloud, let's say for example, so if my all the products are hosted on Microsoft cloud, then as my campaigns goes up, my capacity on the website, on the CRM side, on the lead generation, on my my chatbot taking calls increases simultaneously. So I don't have to do anything about it.
Now I just wanted to know, because you have worked in the industry right now for so many years, right? What are the special, any lesson that you're proud of, any lesson learned along the way, right, that you want to share with our audience from a guidance perspective, sir?
I suggest that um, uh, with a lot of senior people and a lot of people who want to live their passion, They have to come out of a phase sooner the better. It's fear of failure, because in a life of an entrepreneur, if you're living a life of an entrepreneur, and if you're at a senior management, you're also living a life of an entrepreneur, because you have to take decisions and you have to run teams, and so things like that. So fear of failure lets you not to work too much, actually, because there's a fear that you'll fail, and how many failures you can handle. So for an entrepreneur, for a person like you, whatever stage you are in, live it fully, because when you live it fully, there are ways which you'll never come to know till the time you have tried. So you need to try, let it fail, that's okay. Who succeed too much, I mean, the electricity man who people who are Newton and Einstein, they didn't do it in one first go or second go. So
Absolutely.
let it be, and move ahead. If you have a thought on the product, move ahead with that. That's how we are building couple of products in the for the UAE market right now, based in UAE itself. We have a separate team in UAE, and we are finding smaller problems, and we are living it up, and I mean, we don't know the product will be success or not tomorrow, but we need to live it up, and that's how the people will going to get the new set of solutions.
Right, it's more like bet on yourself, right? That's what you meant,
Yes.
right? So thank you for
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the insights. It was really nice having a conversation with you, and it was again my pleasure to host you for this podcast. And to all our listeners, I hope you got some incredible insights from Gaurav Singhal sir. We are coming up with lots of initiatives, and we'll be catch up with you all soon in another episode of the Tech Podcast series. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Thank you everyone, and thank you again, sir, for joining us for this podcast.
Thanks, Lilith. It was all of my pleasure to be here again.